Today I made a pot roast in the crock pot and I used vegetables I bought at the farmer's market yesterday. I purchased onions and potatoes and carrots at the farmer's market that I will show you how I prepared. I just sprinkled some garlic and onion powder that I also bought at the farmer's market on the piece of beef. So first I chopped up the onions and I added those, and then I will chop up the potatoes and the carrots. This is how I make a pot roast sometimes, and I used beef broth in it because I'm also making a French onion soup, my version of it, while I make a pot roast. I use the broth that's after the beef, and it's got little chunks of meat in it and the onions, and I'll show you later in this video my French onion soup. But first I get the pot roast in, and then I also will show you how I use all the scraps from the vegetables and I boil that down and make a veggie stock that I will use in other recipes. So I cooked this for several hours. I don't actually remember how many. My son was hungry and asked, "How's that pot roast doing?" So I checked it when he asked and was able to give him some because it was ready. But so this just cooked for a while, and I love to use the crock pot. I use it for a variety of things all the time just to make it easier. Here's the pot of leftover vegetables, and I boiled it down, drained it out, and it really became a nice, this one is a nice onion overtones to it. Obviously that was the biggest component of this one. So I just drained it, and then I got 3 pints of it that I put in canning jars and I put in the freezer. I make sure there's enough room in the top that they don't expand too much. So those will go in the freezer to be used later in a soup or something. This is the pot roast dinner, and it came out really nice. So this is my onion soup mix starter. So you can see the pieces of beef in there and the onions and the broth. So I just use that as the base of my soup. I put it in a ramekin, and I had purchased a baguette at the farmer's market also, and I cut up some pieces of the baguette and I spread some mozzarella cheese on the top. I put it under the broiler for a few minutes and it came out so good. It's very easy to make your own French onion soup. I never thought it was easy, but it really is. You can add different seasonings if you want to give the broth a different flavor, but I was happy with the leftover broth from my pot roast. So 3 things out of 1 meal, and this soup was really good.